Franklin Delano Roosevelt by Charlie Moyse, January 13th, 2011. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. That's what Franklin Delano Roosevelt said at his inaugural address. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was born on January 30th, 1882 in Hyde Park, New York. Franklin Delano Roosevelt's parents, James Roosevelt and Sarah Delano, both came from wealthy families. As a child, FDR liked to amuse his parents, order his friends around, and admired Theodore Roosevelt, who was his fifth cousin. FDR attended the private school Groton as a child. FDR then attended Harvard University and Columbia University Law School. FDR married Eleanor Roosevelt in 1905, and they had 6 children. Eleanor Roosevelt was Theodore Roosevelt's niece, who, as I said earlier, was FDR's 5th cousin. FDR had scarlet fever during his school years at Groton. FDR contracted polio in 1921 after a trip from Canada, and he was paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of his life. FDR won election to the New York Senate in 1910. FDR was appointed Assistant Secretary of the Navy in 1913 by President Woodrow Wilson. FDR became Governor of New York in 1928. In 1932, FDR became the 32nd President of the United States and served 4 terms in office. FDR worked with other world leaders like Joseph Stalin of the Soviet Union and Winston Churchill of the UK to bring an end to World War II. FDR died on April 12, 1945 due to a brain hemorrhage. FDR was one of the most influential and notable presidents ever. I admire him greatly. Essential questions. Number 1. What is the difference between being famous and being significant? Being famous means that you only are well known, and being significant means that you have done something good for the world. Essential questions. Number 2. Why is it important to study the lives of significant Americans? It is important to study the lives of significant Americans so that we can learn how to be better people and how to change the world for the better. Essential questions. Number 3. What effect do the lives of significant Americans have on my life? I would not be living in a free country if it wasn't for people like George Washington, who fought for the independence of our country. We would not have light as we know it if it was not for Thomas Edison, who invented the first practical light bulb that could burn for a long period of time. The end. Thank you for watching my presentation on Franklin Delano Roosevelt.